Hello, guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Vijeta, and today I will be talking about a movie actually, a movie that has been adapted by a book. The book is known as Gone with the Wind, and yeah, it has some controversies attached to it, but yeah, it's a good work of art. So, the thing is that Gone with the Wind was written in 1936 by Margaret Mitchell, and she is the first woman to get a Pulitzer for writing this novel. And the movie was released in 1939. The movie starred Vivian Leigh, Clark Gable, Leslie Howard, Olivia de Havilland, and it was directed by Victor Fleming, produced by the Selznick Productions, and the music was by Max Steiner. I'm referring to the music because the film has got an amazing music, like all the tracks, the beginning track, the end track, and the scenes, especially the scene where Scarlett's father tells her land is worth living for, worth dying for, worth fighting for. That scene is amazing. I think that scene is the one where your interval takes place. So yeah, so basically, the book is about the Civil War, like it's a historical fiction, and the love story between your Scarlett O'Hara and Red Butler. This is what the blurb says in the book, but the book is so much more than that. If you start reading the book, it's quite long. It's like 1,000 pages long, and it starts with the life of plantation owners in the old South, where they just used to have balls and parties every week. They used to have a beautiful life. They were all rich because of the cotton, and a beautiful country life. Nothing very. They didn't used to study too much. They weren't big intellectuals. They were just country born simple people. They were treated in riches. The children of the rich plantation owners were very rich. They were like tended on hands and knees, but still they were very strong, fierce, that blood running down their cheeks, all that strength of an human being, an animal that they used to have. It's not like that they were so rich and they were tended on their hand and feet, that they were just very touch me not kind of children. It was not like that. They were very strong southerners. So that is the thing. The whole scene of that countryside life is described very vividly in the book. And I'd really recommend you all reading the book because it's very comprehensive and very exhaustive in the sense that it describes each and every detail. And in the midst of it, like the protagonist of our book being Scarlett O'Hara, and how her life changes from 16 to her early 20s, how she becomes from a young girl to an adult woman, dealing with war, dealing with the changing times, trying to, get her means, because the war changed everything. The plantation owners lost their money. They all went to the wars. A lot of them died because it was the war between the Confederates and the Republicans. And how she, a pretty pampered girl, how she became a woman fighting for her land, fighting for herself, fighting for the food, because there were times when there was no food. And all of that struggle is described quite vividly in the book, and it's shown very well in the movie as well. Vivian Leigh has done an incredible job of displaying all of the emotions, like the whole spectrum of her emotions can be seen. And I think the Oscar that she won, she deserved that Oscar. So, yeah, the cinematography of the movie is amazing, and it matches completely with the descriptions in the book. I think they had a very good source material in the form of this novel, and they used it wisely, which is why I think this movie got 8 Oscar awards, like 8 Oscar wins they had, including Best Actress for Vivian Leigh and Best Supporting Actress to Hattie McDaniel. She was the first black woman to win an Oscar. So that was that. Obviously, there are some controversies regarding the book, regarding the treatment of the black people in the book. and even in the movies, and we can't just not look at them. There are there, but yeah, in those times these things were more tolerated, if I may say. Now people have become more aware, people have understood the political impact of all these things. They are becoming more politically correct, and yeah, there were some questionable things in the book, especially. In the movie they tried to less lower them down a bit, and we should recognize these things, and yeah. But if we talk about the quality of the book, how the book is written, the language, the descriptions, you can see that Margaret Mitchell has really put work in the book. Like, people say that, not only people, actually it is true that Margaret Mitchell took 10 years to finish the book. It was all a collection of papers from the stories of the old South. The years from 1864 to the late 1800s, where these things were going on, the Civil War and everything, and she compiled all of that work to form Gone with the Wind, and it's the only book she has written. Besides that, like, besides the historical information, she has made her characters full-fledged. Each and every character has a personality, and you see the arcs of every character, like, be it Scarlett O'Hara, who is this cunning kind of a girl, very calculative, manipulative, not very positive kind of a character. Like, she is a grey character. And Clark Gables, who has played Red Butler being selfish. He is also selfish like Scarlett O'Hara. He also wants profits, but he has a soft corner inside of him, some principle, some, what can we say, the principle in the way that he goes for the war at the end when the Confederates are losing. He has some sense of honor, although he is the black sheep of the family and he is not received very well in the South. He is not completely what can I say, hopeless like Scarlett. And even if we talk about Ashley Wilkes and Melanie Hamilton, a lot of people say that Melanie Hamilton is too positive, too goody good. Can that even be possible? But if you read more between the lines, you can understand the positivity or the optimism of Melanie Hamilton. And it's not very two-dimensional, or it's not like she's the smiling woman in any situation. She has her lows, but she has a different way of treating those lows. And that is why I like her character is believable. It's not like if she's a very positive character, that means that, oh, she's too good and not believable. But no, I think if you read the book and even if you watch the movies, there is more to it than that. And she has that good front, but there is a lot of work going on behind that good front. Like, she works on herself, she works on the situations, she thinks about everything, the things that are going on, and she tries to take them as in a optimistic manner, which is why it's not like she doesn't feel anything or she doesn't process things. Her processing of things is different than that of other characters, or mainly than that of Scarlett, and that is why her view of things is more optimistic. And it's a whole talk of personalities. So I think good work has been done on forming her characterization. And now I won't say that she is just a cardboard cutout of a Mary Sue or Plain Jane. Yeah. Even with Ashley Wilkes, I think Ashley Wilkes is a very relatable character for people who are very literary or thinkers or philosophers, because Ashley says this, not even Ashley, like, it is there that the author says this thing, that Ashley has this thing that he has an inner world inside of him which he hides from everybody, and an outer world where he tries to behave like everybody, like horse riding, shooting and everything, but inside he's an intellectual thinker, a dreamer who wants to live in this la la land. And when the war comes, something inside of him breaks, something inside of him dies, and he's forever sad because of that. I think the author has done a great job in fleshing out all of these characters, be it Scarlett, be it Red, be it Ashley, be it Melanie. My personal favorite is Ashley. Yeah, because I don't know, he kind of feels relatable in a lot of ways, and the way he's done is interesting and quite accurate, if I can say. So yeah, and the movies have done a great job. Leslie Howard was amazing as Ashley, and Melanie Hamilton, Olivia de Havilland, Clark Gable, Rhett Butler. And do you know Vivian Leigh, like the search for Scarlett O'Hara went on for years and years. Like it was very difficult. The director wanted the best Scarlett O'Hara, and there are so many screen tests done. And if you want, you can see there is a documentary, I think, for finding the best Scarlett O'Hara. There are so many screen tests and everything, and a lot of actresses wanted to grab the role of Scarlett. It was the very hot role, but and at the end, when Vivian Leigh got the role, actually Vivian Leigh is English. She's an English actress, and she's part Indian also. And a lot of people were very kind of not very happy. Actually, they was thinking, how can an English woman play the role of a Southern American girl, like a Southern belle, the accent and everything. But then Vivian Leigh proved them all wrong. And not only she nailed the role, but she also got an Oscar for it. So yeah. So I think the movie, each and every frame, when I was watching the movie again, I mean, the movie is quite long. It's like 3 hours and 58 minutes, but it's worth it. Like each and every frame, you watch the movie. I mean, there is something about these old movies. There is some sort of serenity to them, a way, in the way that all the actors, there is a sincerity in those frames. You see that the actors have this command, there is this way or system of doing things, there is more order in those movies. You see an orderliness in old movies. I don't know if this is something that this is something that might be subjective, but I see this, a calmness, a serenity, a sincerity. And you can see this in this movie also. The actors, the scenes, the music, everything. It's nostalgic, obviously, but also there is this calmness in serenity, order. And I can't explain it. It's just what it is. Like maybe old movies used to be like that. And yeah. So overall, I think the movie has done great justice to the books, which is why it was a great success. If you are reading your source material and you know the art of the technique of applying it very well, executing it very well, I think you can come up with a masterpiece. Similarly, like Harry Potter movies or the Lord of the Ring movies. If you know how to use your source material, you can work wonders. And yeah, it's not very easy to use the source material because you need to know which parts to take, which parts to edit, and how to put emphasis on some parts, which kind of music to put in what frame, which actors to cast, everything, the lighting, the shadows, all of these things matter because you have to create that impact in 3 or 2 hours, which a 1,000-page book has done. So that is the thing. And I think Gone with the Wind was the highest selling book after the Bible in the 1940s or 50s. I read it somewhere. So yeah, when you have such a source material, you have to be responsible. And I think Victor Fleming was really responsible because he gave us this masterpiece. Controversies aside, in an artistic view, you will enjoy the movie. You will love it. You should invest some time in reading the books also because it will not be a bad investment, and watching the movies is pure delight. So that was my review of Gone with the Wind, the books and the movies. Let me know if you have any comments or thoughts in the comments section. And if you like my video, please like my video, share it, and subscribe to my channel for more content. And I will meet you all in the next video. Thank you.